7 of them, they voted on it, and I love the way the NFL does this. They put a C on their shirt. Amy, I hope she releases it to the social media stuff, but we announced it with her families or friends at a nice little video today. So Josh Allen, Shaq Griffin, Miles Jack, Rayshon Jenkins, Marvin Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Brandon Linder. And I know some people do 2 or 3. I've always, the players voted on it, and there was a little bit of a separation. There were 2 other guys that were right there. But I always like a lot of captains. I've always done that. So I'll answer any questions for you.
Do you like that your rookie quarterback is one of the captains?
I was impressed that he was up there, I want to say 3rd in vote gets, which is that's a credit to him.
Who's the top vote getter?
Top vote getter, I believe, was Miles Jack.
Can you repeat that? Sorry, so it was Josh Allen, Shaq Griffin, Miles Jack, Rayshon Jenkins.
Come on now, you got to stay on this.
I missed the last 2.
Is this your press conference or mine?
No, sorry. I just want to make sure I got that.
Josh Allen, Shaq Griffin, Miles Jack, Rayshon Jenkins, Marvin Jones, Trevor Lawrence, and Brandon Linder.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
You haven't lost a.
I want to make sure I'm recording.
You're very welcome.
You personally haven't lost a season opener since '93, and knock on wood. Colorado State, Oregon. How do you look at that as can be a real tone setter? The opener.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think certainly in college it's a March Madness. It's just a little different that you can't lose a game in college, and professional football reality is reality. But yeah, heck yeah, this is a tone setter. This is a setter for everything. But it's also the first game.
What does that say about Miles Jack getting in those votes for captain?
He's been that way since we got here. He's always had a very good reputation, but he exceeded that with us so far. Coach Strong and him are extremely close. We're seeing a side of him that we've pulled out of him, I hope. And that's, we always say you have to lead yourself before you lead others. And he's stronger than he's ever been. His body's right, so he's in a good place.
Trevor, is there something about the college opening week that you miss?
College opening week?
Yeah, like the opener, all the stuff leading up to it, the opener of college football that first week.
To be honest with you, I haven't even, they got a lot of things here. With 48, who's the 48, who's the 50, there's a lot of stuff here. So, of course, I love college football, but this is really cool, too.
You missed the recruiting call?
No. Or transfer portal, no.
You've talked about, ad nauseum about special teams being really good. Do you have a sense that they're going to be good?
Well, I'd like to credit Carlos and Nick Sorensen, Carlos Polk. It was a transition we made in the middle of spring, and it was hard. It wasn't very good for a minute, and they worked their tail off. When you take a guy like Rudy Ford, who was a guy that I think he's the best in the NFL at what he does, and that's coverage units, and then also he's pretty good safety. You take part of your salary cap money and free agency, you get what we consider to be the top 2 or 3 returners in the league, and then we feel really good about our specialists, our long snapper, our punter, and our kicker. So, and as far as work ethic, we're working our tails off to be good at that.
Texans have announced that Tyrod Taylor will be the starting quarterback, but obviously that's a position that's been in flux for them. As you guys were preparing for this week, how did that factor into your game?
We went back and watched Buffalo. We actually looked at. I got a lot of respect for Tyrod. We looked at him when we were looking at possible quarterbacks, and obviously they signed him in Texans. But I've always thought he's a heck of a player. I like the guys that can move. He's a dual threat guy. That in Buffalo he was outstanding, and then he got injured at the Chargers. But I've always really thought he's a heck of a player.
I was curious, do you classify him as a dual threat? Because I was looking at his numbers, and his rushing numbers have declined. Obviously, not starting is a factor in that.
Oh, he's a dual threat guy. Yeah. He's certainly, you got to account for that.
Irvin, how has Davon Hamilton improved for you from the time you got here?
Yeah, it is. We first got here, he had a meniscus, I believe, in his knee, so he couldn't. He's a strength. I would have put him against anybody in the NFL, size and strength. It's his foot speed, foot quickness, and Tosh and Joe have worked really hard with him. But that ever since he was able to get his knee ready to go, he's been working on his foot fire, and that's going to separate him from a good player to a great player. He's really worked at it.
Barring any unforeseen circumstances, would you say that the 53 is pretty set for week 1, that there are no more
I don't want to misanswer this. I think it's done, you know, and I just, once again, I apologize if we make a move, you know, that's something, it's fluid, but I think we're set.
Texans have, four running backs, pretty different, all four of them, that running back room. How do you prepare for them? Who stands out for the Texans running back room?
Well, the one guy, Nixon, I think, right? Joe Nixon? No, he's with the Bengals, I'm sorry. I was watching them a little bit yesterday. I have not studied them enough to give you that. That's Joe. I've been more saturated myself on the other side of the ball.
What stands out to you from Texans? Do you think Texans going to do a lot of blitzing?
No.
Kind of confused?
Lovie Smith's history is to let the guys play. You know, the thing when you hear him talk and you watch him play, they had 10 turnovers in 3 games and only 9 the entire season last year. So you see it, and there has been a call to arms to protect that ball. I want to say 7 of them been through the quarterback position. So keep our quarterback upright, keep them protected. But they are not out scheme you. They're out effort you. They're out technique you and out tough you. And that's kind of who Lovie Smith is. It's been his history.
Do you know David Culley at all? I mean, you guys crossed paths in 1990, I think. Not on the same team he played, opposite.
1990.
Yeah.
No, I don't know him.
You probably had a mustache, that fancy, thick brown mustache back then.
We've got a big game coming up, man.
Sorry.
I do not know him. Obviously, got great respect for him, and everybody who's worked with him, worked for him, has great things to say about him.
Do you rely on Joe Cullen to maybe do what his tendencies would be? Because
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
knows him really well?
Oh, yeah, Joe, and the defensive staff, yeah.
Coach, you see for the AFC South all over the stadium. How much have you talked to the players about this opportunity to get ahead in the division this first week?
We're not there yet. We will as it gets closer to game time. Now it's all about the most prepared team will win, and Wednesday and Thursday is all about preparation, and then we'll get to that stuff later in the week.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.